Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I know I look crazy right now. Bear with me. I just put a little bit of Laura Mercier powder under there to let it kind of soak in and prevent all that creasing. But I went ahead and did my face makeup first. So just in case there's any fallout from the palette, that's why that powder's there. But today I wanted to continue talking about the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collaboration Vault. I know that the light's kind of harsh on there so you can't really see it, but last time I did a video with the Armed and Gorgeous palette, which is this one right here. Super beautiful, super fall. Today I think I'm going to do it with the Dark Magic palette. Now this one is my favorite, and I have no idea what color scheme I'm gonna go for. We're just gonna dive in and see what happens. So if you like Jaclyn Hill, if you like these videos, if you like makeup, if you like me, hit that thumbs up button down there on your screen, click the subscribe button, and there will be more. Thank you. Now we're just gonna get right on into it. I have no idea what I want to do with this palette. I don't even have the slightest idea, so if this video turns out to be a hot mess, we're in this together. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm going to be looking right here because my mirror's right there. So eyes are primed, eyes are ready. I just don't even know. So I guess I'm still gonna be trying to use some of her brushes. So let's go ahead and use the, I don't know if I used this last time or not, the JH30 brush. It's like a big fluffy blending brush. And I'm just gonna take the shade Poof because it's the lightest one in the palette and just kind of dust it all over my lid just to set down the primer so everything's nice and ready to go and it makes it all one color. Because if you're like me, you have a lot of discoloration in your lids, veins and darkness, and just not cute. So we're going to take this and put it all over the lid just as kind of a base. Gosh, I really wish I knew what I wanted to do with this. We're just going to find out. We're just going to find out as we go, you know? We're just gonna go for it. So then, God, they're all so beautiful. How does one pick? I wish this was like, oh, hi. I wish this was like in real time right now so you could tell me which one to use. Maybe I should do a live. You tell me which one to use. But I think I'm gonna go in with Shh. It's the shade right here as a transition shade just in my crease, just to get it ready for whichever other shadows I decide to use because I still don't know. So I'm just gonna, oh, this is the JH32 brush. It's just a large fluffy blending brush as well. Just gonna put that all in the crease. I hope this one, I mean it seems to so far. I know the Armed and Gorgeous blended out really well and really easily. With different colors comes different formulas. That's just the way it is. The way that the eyeshadows are pressed and things like that. So every shadow and every palette's going to be different. But so far so good. I'm not putting a whole lot of this shade on there. This is just a transition shade for whatever color I decide to use next. It's a mystery to me. Still. Alright. I think we're going to take this color Inside Job right here. I don't know how to describe this color. It's like a greeny, blacky, pretty color. I don't know how to describe it. We're gonna take it on the JH37. It's like a smaller blending brush. It's kind of very flat on top. So we'll see if this works well. I'm going to put it a little lower than my transition shade. I have an idea. I may have just figured out where this is going. Dust it off just because you don't want a whole lot of product. So I'm going to take it on the outer third of my lid and just kind of blend it all the way down to the lash line, all the way up into the crease. Really get it into that transition shade. You want to blend it so that there's no like line in between. And then whatever's left on the brush, I didn't dip back in, but whatever left, I'm just going to take on the inside. You know what, I may do a smaller brush. Let's do the JH40. If you can tell, it's just like a smaller brush because I think I'm going to do a halo eye. So I think I'm going to take this one and dip it in just like once into that same color and do it on the inner third of my eye. So with a halo eye, you want to leave the middle portion of the lid blank because we're going to be filling that in later. So you don't want it to get too crazy in the inner corner just because you don't want it to look like you have a black eye. Been there, done that. So you just want to start with a little and then build it up. See how it's kind of separated into thirds here? And it's okay if it's messy, we're gonna fix that later. So now I'm gonna switch back to the same brush I was using for the outer corner, the 37. Dip it back into the shade Inside Job and do the same thing over here. Outer third. Oh, I don't think I dipped it. Outer third. I'm using back and forth motions here. When you get the product where you want it, you can go in and blend it with circular motions. Really get it into that shape that you want it, making sure you blend it all the way up into that transition shade. Because remember, we don't want any lines. Alright, now I'm going to take that smaller brush again, dip it back into Inside Job once or twice, tap it off, and put it on the inner third of my eye. Just following the shape, natural shape of my eye here. Just going back and forth because I want to make a match, and I think that this side's not quite as pigmented. So I'm just going to take this and build it up to where I want it. I have a little bit, my eyes are a little bit hooded, so I found that if I look almost down into the mirror and kind of build my own crease right here, because if you look, my crease it kind of disappears. So if you do this and kind of look up, you can kind of build your own crease there so you can see how you see the pigment there. Just a little trick. Alright. I could go back and forth all day long, but we need to keep it moving and we'll come back and make it look super clean. But we're not there yet. Alright, so it looks pretty crazy. So now we're going to take, you can use a concealer if you want. I'm going to use the MAC Paint Pot in the shade, can you see that? Soft Ochre. And I'm going to take a little bit on just this tiny little brush. This is the JH42. It's very flat, very small. I'm just gonna dip it in here because we want to clean that middle section up because we're gonna be going in with a different shade. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of stamp it out. Go over any parts that are maybe you got too far in, too far out. Just really stamp where you want the lightest shade to be. Do the same thing on the other eye. See the difference? The light on the inside, this kind of all went together. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is take that original brush that I was using, the very first one, and go back into the shade, this middle one right here. And I just want to blend out my crease because I don't want any lines. So we're just gonna blend that out. Same thing. Now I am going to take this smaller brush that we used for the inner corner, the JH40, dip it like once into the shade inside job that the colored shade that we used right here. And I want to kind of connect the inner and the outer on the very upper part of my crease. This is going to make your eyes really look open and wide. Alright, see how we have the 3 sections? Then, now you can go in, I think I'm going to try it without wetting it first, and we'll see how it works, but if it's not quite as pigmented, oh, there goes my light, as I want it to be, then I'll spray with some Fix Plus, but I'm going to go in with this silver glitter shade right here. It's in this shade Power Cut. It's this one right here. I'm just going to take it with my finger, see how it performs. Yeah, I think that's going to work. And I'm just going to kind of make small swiping motions back and forth where I put the soft ochre. Just going to use my fingers to kind of feather it in. You don't want 3, sections. You want it to kind of all blend together. So I'll kind of use this finger with the original shade that I dipped in and kind of swipe it out, and then I'll take another finger and kind of swipe it in with the dark shade just so that they're kind of really blended together. And I think that maybe I'll build it up. I don't think that it even needs to be wet at all. I think that's pretty. I'll do the same thing over here. And then we'll take the other finger and kind of blend it in, feather it in, just so that it all blends together. You could do this with a brush. I just find that it's easier to do it with my fingers. Alright, now I need to wipe this off just so we can make sure everything's blended. I'm going to go back in again with the, always back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the shade. And then again with that inside job. Because every time you add a color, you want to make sure that everything's blended together. And you don't want it to look like, you don't want to be able to see where one color starts and one color ends. You want everything to look really blended. Now we're going to take the smaller brush with inside job, do the same thing, just a little lower, because now you want to blend in with the shimmer color that you used. Alright, I am going to hop off of here. I'll show you kind of what it looks like with the eyes closed. You see like the three, it's kind of a subtle halo eye. So I'm going to hop off of here, dust away the crazy powder, finish everything else I need to do, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line. So hang tight. Alright guys, I went ahead and popped on some winged liner, mascara, and a lip. And now we're going to finish up the bottom lash line. I also did scoot you in a little bit just so you could see exactly what I was doing. So I am going to go in with that first shade again. We're going to basically mimic what we did on the lid on the lower lash line. So we're going to take the shade, just this one right here, on that big fluffy brush, and we're just gonna, I didn't put any liner on the bottom or mascara yet, so we're just gonna take that and kind of do it all over the bottom lash line, connecting it to the shadow from, I didn't let my mascara dry as long as I should have. It's okay. It is. By the way, y'all, this mascara, I can't. It's my favorite. It's the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. This stuff is $5 hairs. $5. You can get it at Ulta. You can get it on Amazon. If you get it in store, a lot of the times it'll be sold out because it's so good, and it's $5. Y'all, they're touching my eyebrows. Well, excuse this side because I severely just messed that one up, but $5. I just had a little sneezing fit. Nothing to see here. Just gonna continue blending the eyeshadow. We're not gonna do a whole lot of this shade, just a little like we did on the lid. And make sure that they're even on both sides. I'm getting a little carried away over here. Alright, now I'm going to take the shade Inside Job, which is this one right here. I'm trying to stay in frame. Sorry, guys. And then we're going to do it on the outer third and the inner third, just like the top lid. So outer third, really connecting it to the liner. And then on the inner, because I don't want to put any liner on the bottom, I just want the shadow to take the place of the liner. So same thing over here, keeping it pretty close to the lash line. You can line that waterline if you want to with like a nude or a black, whichever. I think I'm just going to leave it because my eyes are super sensitive and I don't feel like dealing with that today. Because I'm already just not feeling well, so I don't want to irritate them any more than they're already irritated. So. Alright, now that we have that on, then I'm going to take the tiny brush that I used with the MAC paint pot. I'm going to take it into that very silver shade, the power cut that we used in the middle, so this one right here. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp it back and forth on the middle. Now, again, you can wet this if you want. I don't want the bottom lash line to be like super glittery, so I'm just gonna do a little. You know what? I need this mirror. Just a little. Just enough so where you can tell that it matches. And blend those together. Same over here. So this is the finished eye look. Excuse my lashes on this side. I can't handle them. I totally messed that up when it was still wet, and so they're all a little wanky right now. But anyway, let me scooch you in a little bit. So this is the finished eye look. It's a little bit of a halo eye, silver, using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Dark Magic palette. I really liked it. I thought they blended just as well as the Armed and Gorgeous palette did. I still want to do a video with the other two, so leave me a comment and let me know which one you want to see next. So we have Ring the Alarm and Bling Boss left. Let's see, Bling Boss is the purple-ish one, mauves and purples and things like that. That'd be really pretty for maybe like a Christmas look. So maybe we'll do that then. And then we have the Ring the Alarm palette, which is the more warm tone fall kind of color. So let me know which of those two you want to see next. I've been super loving the vault, super loving her brushes. I just love Jaclyn Hill, and everything I've ever bought from her that she's put out, I've loved. So yeah, let me know what you want to see next. Hope you enjoyed this super easy, super wearable halo eye. And until next time, bye you guys.